Hello guys, and welcome to a new Star Division 2 video today by me, Eugen. In this one I have for you a preview of the 16th Luftwaffe, a new division available in the upcoming Tribute to Normandy 44 DLC. As a disclaimer, Eugen has given me free access to the DLC, so a big thanks to them. Also, please remember that this was recorded on a preview build, so what you see may be subject to change. If you'd like to read the description on the right hand side, feel free to pause the video and take a look, but we're going to be jumping straight on in. We're going to go through all of the units available, and then we're going to put together a quick deck. Now the 16th Luftwaffe, it may look a little light to start, but I will tell you now, this is a unicorn division. It has lots of unicorns in it, and you'll know what I mean when we get there. But first of all, we start with the good old BMW R75. 6 available in A, 12 available in B at 1 vet, radio recon. Lovely jubbly. Moving on, AF colour. Standard 2-man squad. Unfortunately, no exciting transports, but they do, of course, have the Kubel MG that they can come with, which is a recon vehicle itself. 15 available in A, 8 available in B, 12 available in C. And then there's the Luftwaffe Fusilier, which is actually a pretty decent unit. Now this is 2 MP40s, 6 Kar98s, and an MG42. Now the MG42 is what makes this actually kind of nice for 20 points. You can get 4 in A, 8 in B, and 12 in C. They come in with the Opel Blitz. So in terms of recon, I guess there's not a lot to see here, but relatively decent unit, and they do have their Luftwaffe uniforms on, which is kind of cool. Moving on to the infantry tab. Now this infantry tab is very unique. It is, I think, the only infantry tab in the entire game that is comprised entirely of disheartened units. And you might think, oh god, that's terrible. But it's not actually as bad as you think, because all of this infantry is super cheap. So it's really quite spammable, and there's a lot of cards, and the cards aren't too expensive in terms of activation points. So we start off with the Luftwaffe Ersatz. These get an MP28, 7 Lee Enfields, and an MG81. 12, 24, 32 availability on those guys. One card available. Then we have the Luftwaffe Jäger. These guys have MP40s, 7 Kar98s, and the MG15 instead, and they got a Panzerfaust, so 12, 24, 32 availability. Then we have the Luftwaffe Jäger with the MG34, 8, 16, 24 availability on these guys. The MG34, of course, being better than both of the previous machine guns, so the availability is cut down a little bit on them. Then we have the Luftwaffe Flakkampftruppen. Now this is actually a pretty good unit because they have a Panzerschreck, and they are really abundant. So 16 and 24 available in B and C. So yeah, whatever phase you bring them in, that's a lot of Panzerschrecks. And finally we have the Luftwaffe Pioneer, which has 2 MP28s, 7 Kar98s, the MG15, and the HE grenade. Now these units really aren't that good against other specialized close range infantry, which would have like shock and stuff, but they do chunk, and yeah, that's basically all I can say really. You don't get too many of them. It would be nice actually if you get more availability of these in this division. But you do also have the card of Sturm Pioneers, Luftwaffe Sturm Pioneers, which are a very interesting flamer squad. You got the 2 MP40s, 6 Kar98s, an MG34, and a flamethrower. But it's a 10 strength flamer squad with shock. So this does somewhat make up for your early game close range woes. Otherwise, you've got the Luftwaffe Jäger Führer, which does have discipline, by the way, interestingly enough. And you've also got the Luftwaffe Pioneer Führer, which also has discipline. The Luftwaffe Jäger Führer, Nebel, Handgranate, the smoke there, 369 availability. And the Pioneer Führer, it gets a Molotov, only available in Phase A. So that's pretty cool. I actually kind of like the idea behind this. Obviously, you're going to struggle against elite infantry, but in 10v10s, you're not going to be too worried because you have a lot of King Tigers. Oh yeah. And when I was talking about unicorn units, that's exactly what I was talking about. And that's not the only one. So, first of all, Stugs are available. 5 available in A, 10 available in B. Tigers are available. 3 available in A, 6 in B, 9 in C. So you do get an abundance of tigers. You benefit from their availability buff that they got a little while back. And then you have king tigers. The king tiger Ps. There's 1 available in A, 2 in B, and 4 in C with these. And good old Nispel here in his ace king tiger, looking very, very cool. Really, really like this with the Zimmerit armor, or like a coating on the side. Very, very cool. It's a nice color as well. But basically, yeah, you're gonna have access to very hard, like heavy armor from the start of the game if you want it, which is very nasty. And I think some of the other divisions, they had their king tigers taken away from them in Phase A. So yeah, this is actually more of a unique thing for this division. Moving into the support tab, we have the Luftwaffe Flammenwerfer shock trait on this thing, of course. I think all Flammenwerfers have shock now I think about it. But yeah, flamethrower available to support your disheartened units. Then we have a 50mm mortar. This is disheartened, but might be useful for helping your disheartened units defeat heavier units at close range. The nice thing about these is that obviously indirect fire. The trouble with the 50mm mortar, if it's not Soviet, is that it's only limited to 520 meter range, which is not very long. And then we have another of the unicorn units. And yeah, okay, it's not a King Tiger, but it is a Flak Panza Bren. And that's a 20mm chucked on the back of a Bren with an MG34 in the front. This thing will chew infantry. Since it's got 10mm of frontal armor, it's actually going to be, I think, impervious to light arms fire in the front, which is kind of nice. Yeah, this is... don't sleep on this. It's a pretty good unit. It was very good, actually, in Steel Division Normandy 44. Then we've got the thickest of thick Feld Gendarmerie units. This is probably the first Feld Gendarmerie unit I'm actually ever going to use. 3 MP28s, 9 Leonfields, and the Vickers K gun. They are fanatical, and they do obviously have the discipline trait for keeping these disheartened men in line. Then we've got the MG34s, 6 available in A, 12 in C, 18 in, 12 in B, 18 in C. The MG271, which is 5 available in A, 10 in B, 15 in C. That's just the Hotchkiss. And then we've got the MG42s, 5 available in A, 10 in B, and 15 in C. 3 cards to supply, Opel Blitz munition trucks. There's a motorcycle commander, a infantry commander, and a commander in the SDKZ 261. Moving on to the anti-tank tab. Panzerschrecks are available, and you're probably going to want to bring them in Phase A because you get access to the Flakkampftruppen in Phase B and C. But they can be brought in Phase A and B and C as well. 5, 10, 15 availability. Then we have the Flak Panza Bren, or Panzerjäger Bren, sorry. Now this isn't as good as the Flak Panza Bren, but it is a 47 on a Panzerjäger, or sorry, on a Bren. It's okay. It's okay. It does get, it's 10 round per minute rate of fire, 17mm of penetration. It's probably going to die too quickly to be useful, but it is cool. Gotta say it's cool. Alright, moving on. Pack 38s are available with APCR shells, which is nice. 6 available in A, 9 available in B. Get 2 cards of those. And then 1 card of Pack 40s, 3 available in A, 5 available in B, and 8 available in C. Then we got the Stug 3, which is only available in Phase A. This is the F8 version, which has more AP shells than HE shells. Then we have a 17 pounder available in Phase A. Captured 17 pounders. And we also have a captured Firefly available in Phase A, which comes in the anti-tank category for the Germans. Moving on to the anti-air tab. Black 38s are available. Unfortunately, they don't come with any 20mm transports, kind of making them a bit useless. Then we have the Flak 36, which is basically a bad Flak 43, but it can be brought in with a NAG 4500 drilling. This is a very interesting transport. It is technically an anti-air, I believe. I'm not sure if it's any good, because last time I messed around with the drilling was on the half track and it wasn't very good. So I don't know if this will be any better. Probably not. But it's only cost 20 points anyway, so can't complain. And it probably does a decent amount of DPS to infantry. Might be worth trying out. But yeah, the Flak 36 is available in A and B. And I believe the Flak 43 can also be brought in with the drilling. Available in B and C. The reason the Flak 43 is better than the Flak 36 is because of the rate of fire. So you can see there that the Flak 43 has 126 round per minute versus the 90 round per minute, which makes a big difference because every shot gets more accurate, right? So if you have a higher rate of fire, you're more likely to hit over time, which is why the Flak 43 is much more successful at shooting down enemy aircraft than the Flak 36s. Flak filling, 2 available in A, 4 available in B, 6 available in C. Flak 37, 2 available in A, 4 in B, 6 in C. 2 cards available of the Flak 37. Then we have the Flak Willing, another unicorn unit. This thing is a beast, absolute beast. It's already in Star Division Normandy, or sorry, Star Division 2. I think in Toulon, Verteidigungsbereich Toulon. But we have it now again in the 16th Luftwaffe. This was originally in Normandy 44 though, and it was very good in Star Division Normandy 44, and it's very good in this game as well. But 1 available in A, 2 available in B, 4 available in C. And then we have the big 88s, the Flak 41. This thing has some impressive stats when you compare it to the 37. 220 millimeters of penetration. That is a significant amount of penetration against ground forces. So nothing to scoff at, that's for sure. In terms of HE, it's more or less the same. The rate of fire on the HE is slightly faster than it is on the Flak 37, so there is that as well. But yeah, 2 available in A, 4 in B, 6 in C. So you got some big anti-air going on. Alright, artillery tab. Beobachter, going to be the first unit here. Can be brought in with the Kubel MG, which is a recon vehicle. Then we've got the Battlegroup, available in A, B and C, 246 availability. 81mm mortars, for a 12 availability, 4 cards of those. The Nebelwerfer 41 is a choice in this division, and it can be brought in with a multi-munition truck, which is a really nice combination in Phase A. I like this a lot. It just allows you to snipe annoying support vehicles or support weapons and mortars early on. Yeah, I actually really like this combination. Then the Zis 3 can be used as an AT gun, but again, another reminder that artillery does take more suppression from tanks, so we'll get pinned down quicker when it's under direct fire. But 3, 6 and 9 availability of those, 2 cards available. And then we have Nebelwerfer 2 10s available. This is the new Nebelwerfer that's been added in this DLC. Only 5 rockets for this one. But the 210mm caliber means it does a little bit more damage than the 150. If it direct hits like armor, it's going to do more damage, for example. But 1, 2 and 4 availability of those. Then there's 122mm available, the M30s, the Russian M30s. The nice thing about these under command of the Germans is they do get radio trait, which is something they severely lack under command of the Soviets. The Soviets will have to supplement with a artillery leader in order to get the radio trait on their artillery. And then finally, we got some big artillery, 172mm artillery. So again, another unicorn unit. It's just full of unicorns. That's all I can say. This division is just full of them. Big boy artillery. Then moving on to the air tab. We start off with the DO-217. Fantastic ground strafing aircraft early on. If you head on enemy aircraft, they're going to die. 3 available in A at 1 vet. 6 available in B. Then we have the ME-410 Recon aircraft, 4 available in A, 8 available in B. BF-109 Recon aircraft, 2 available in A, 4 available in B. But very, very fast these are. I mean, the ME-410 is probably going to be a better choice because it's got medium resilience as well. But yeah, this thing has 620 km/h speed. There's a BF-109 G6. If you're going to use these as fighters, make sure you double vet them, because otherwise their guns won't do enough damage in time before they pass their target. Then there's the G6R2 variant, which has the 4 50kg bombs, 3, 4 and 6 availability. And then we have the new Focke-Wulf 190 F8 cluster plane. So it's a Focke-Wulf with a cluster pod. And yeah, pretty slow, 485 km/h speed, but definitely faster than a Ju-87. And it has medium resilience, so able to get to its target much more effectively, and good cluster plane. It has 1 available in A, 2 available in B, and 4 available in C. Then we have the DO-217, which has 26 50kg bombs, 2 available in A, 4 available in B, and 6 available in C. 50kg bomb payloads are generally underwhelming, so I wouldn't really pay much attention to that. But the DO-217 with the 4 500kg bombs, not too bad. 1 available in A, 2 available in B, 4 available in C. The nice thing about the DO-217 is this thing is an absolute tank. It has very good resilience, and it certainly shows it in game. When it gets under fire by a lot of AA, they often survive, which is crazy. Finally, we have the DO-217K1. This has 2 1000kg bombs available, 2 in B and 4 in C. And you can see how the variants differ there. It's really cool. So one's got like the bubble at the front, and one's got the old school cockpit because of the E and then the K variant. It's cool to see the difference. And that is your lot for the 16th Luftwaffe. There you go. Let's go ahead and put together a quick deck for this one. The Recon tab's pretty easy. It's just Luftwaffe Fusilier, Luftwaffe Fusilier. Easy. We definitely bring in the Flakkampftruppen in phase B. We bring in the Sturmpioneers in phase A. So this is going to be like a pretty easy deck to put together, generally speaking. I think you're probably going to want to like mix in some MG34 infantry with like your standard Luftwaffe Jägers. But otherwise, it's all about numbers and spams. We'll probably do Luftwaffe Pioneers in B and C, since we have the Sturmpioneers in phase A. And then we do Luftwaffe Pioneer Führer in phase A and Luftwaffe Jäger Führer in phase B. Something like that. Then for the tank tab, you've got to figure out when you need the King Tigers. So I think you could probably get away with just doing like 2 Tigers in phase A with Stugs, and then maybe do like phase B and phase C King Tigers, something like that. Because phase A King Tigers is always kind of hard to pull off. You need a lot of support to make them work. Whereas this is somewhat more manageable, I think. The other way you could maybe do it is go A and B, something like this. And then maybe shift these to B. I don't know. It's a lot of King Tigers regardless. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be a difficult one to work out. I'm going to have to play it and figure out what I need. Definitely bring in as many Flak Panzer Brens as we want. I think bringing in the Flamers is actually a good idea because they have shock. And they're not disheartened. It's like the only unit that's not disheartened. Then again, I do want to bring in the Feldgendarmerie. We will get discipline from our leaders anyway, so it's not that important, but they are a very chunky squad. Maybe this is a phase C. We'll do infantry commander. Let's go to the anti-tank. We'll go for phase A Panzerschrecks. I am going to bring in the Panzerjäger Firefly. I think what I'm going to do, we'll switch these around. We'll go phase A Stugs, phase B Tigers. Or even phase C Tigers. Not sure. But we're definitely bringing the Panzerjäger Firefly because it's kind of funny. Having 17 pounders available in phase A. Also something that's kind of funny, so I'm definitely just going to bring that in. We'll do phase B Pack 40. AA wise, get the Flag Swillings in phase B. And I really want to try these out early. So we're going to do phase A, phase C for those. Let's bring them in Mortiers in phase C. In phase A, we'll use the SDK of Z7 because it's faster than the Mortier, I think. Yeah, by quite a bit. Otherwise, I'm kind of going to be forced to use the Flak 36s in phase A. Actually, I could just use Flag Fillings. That works. I think that's okay. I might be able to add like a Flak 43 card in phase B with the drillings. Can this bring the drilling? No. And then artillery. So, let's see. What do I want to do here? I don't need to add more leaders. I'm going to do these in phase C. I'm going to do this card in phase A. Maybe a couple more Nebels in phase B. And they have their own supply. So that means I can just go like for a phase C card of supply. Unless I want to do some like early game artillery. I mean, these do have 10 round per minute rate of fire. With radio, they could be pretty useful. It depends, because I do want to obviously get aircraft in here. I think we'll do a phase A Focke-Wulf cluster. How much does this cost? That's 3 points. 2 points. Let's just work with this for now. I think the leader's probably more valuable here than the unit in the support tab. I have more of them for late game. Kind of want to do something like this though. Got BF-109s, Focke-Wulf 190 clusters. We got the DO with the big bombs in phase B. Maybe I have too much in phase B in terms of infantry. I really don't know. When like you look at the numbers, I really don't. One interesting thing about these is they can actually be upvetted. This is actually kind of a difficult deck to build. Because it doesn't seem to be enough activation points. I think I'm gonna kind of leave it at that. I need to figure out a way to get in some more leaders here. And I'm just kind of leaning towards taking out one of these 2 infantry squads. Yeah, it's going to be hard to work out. Maybe I can't afford to have these. And then I put leaders in here. Something like that. Maybe that's the way to do it. I really want to have the Flag Panza Bren in there. Yeah, we'll go with that. I would also like to have these guys in here because I think they're a pretty cool squad. Unique squad. I actually really like this deck. I like this division a lot. This is actually probably one of my favorites out of this DLC. It's a division that I think people who play team games a lot will like because of all of the unicorn units that you get, like the King Tiger, the Flag Panza Bren, the 2 Vet Firefly and Phase A, Black Zwilling, you get the Nebel, the new Nebel, the 172 mil, and the Focke-Wulf Cluster Bomber. Like, there's so much cool stuff in this division. You just gotta make sure you work around the fact that you got all disheartened infantry. It's gonna be an interesting one to play, that's for sure. But that's it for now. Let me know what you think of the 16th Luftwaffe in the comments, of course. But that's all. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.